Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inkfinger Cat, and I'm back with it's a scrapbook process video, but it is using up the magazine kit that I started on last year from Crafter's Companion. I fancy doing my scrapbooking for my Scrappin Saturday. I found this picture that's like a compilation of design team projects being featured on TV, and I thought I really fancy scrapping that. And then I was like, well, that's not really it's got a random theme, shall we say. And I remembered that there were quite a few pieces of scrap pattern paper that would look fabulous still with the white embossing flowers. So it's very similar to some of the cards I've made in previous videos in this series, if you're doing this from the playlist that is the magazine kit. I have done this technique before, but I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do them across the scrapbook page? That's what I thought, so that's what I went with. So I have speeded up this video quite a bit because, to be honest, it's not exactly rocket science what I'm doing. I have stamped the 4 floral shapes from the magazine kit in Versamark. I've then used white embossing powder, heat set them so that they're all glossy and raised, and now I'm just going to cut them all out. I know that there are dies in this particular in this magazine kit that cut out a few of the shapes, but they don't cut out every single one. And to be honest, it's just quicker to just do it like this than lining up the dies, running it through, etc. So yeah, I just went with the fussy cutting. I was enjoying myself. I was listening to the radio. It's all fine. But obviously it's a little bit repetitive for you to watch because obviously I'm doing this across multiple pieces of the paper. Now the good news is this is using up some of that pattern paper. I had tried to use it all up before the end of 2025. I didn't manage to, so there's still quite a bit left. There's at least, I reckon, 3 or 4 projects, 3 or 4 cards worth of pattern paper maybe left, may even be more than that, plus a whole little baggie of tiny scraps. And you'll see that I am keeping all the scraps to the left hand side. I'm going to just add them to the baggie of scraps because I'm going to try and use as much as I possibly can up now. I think if I'd have got to this point like early December, I might have just thrown those away if I was honest. But now, now it's carried over into the second year, I might as well just keep going and try and use as much as I possibly can. Some of them obviously will eventually get thrown away. Okay, so we've come to the end of the fussy cutting now, so I need to go and get myself a piece of cardstock. Oh, this was me contemplating, do I need any more flowers? And I decided no, go and get the piece of cardstock and see what it looks like. And I decided this would be more than enough flowers. So that's going to be my rough kind of layout. You'll see in a second. I am going to move that all off to the side because I am going to use the stencil from the paper crafting kit. The magazine kit, but I only want one part of that stencil place, so I am using some washi tape there just to block it out. Now I will say the stencil's a little bit damaged and I'm not the lightest when it comes to stenciling, so some of those pieces have kind of whizzed around. It's not brilliant. It does sort of like it moves quite a lot, so I'm not getting precise stenciling. It's fine. I don't need precise stenciling because what am I going to do? I'm absolutely going to go and do splatter because I can't help myself. So I've pulled out my Kingston Crafts shimmer spritzes. I'm not using them as a spritz. What I am going to do is just use a mixture of my fan brush and a normal paintbrush to get some slightly bigger splats in a few places. And I'm literally just splattering all over the page, featuring quite a lot on the area where that stenciling is and where those flowers are going to be. I'm going to do a very quick tidy up and then I'm not waiting for it to dry and I'm going to go straight in and start gluing flowers down. Now I keep bringing the photograph in to just see size wise where it's up to. I'm trying to sort of like spread the colours out and the shapes out a little bit, but I'm not doing like massive amounts of thought with my placement. I am literally just sticking them down. Now, this is me umming and ahhing about what to mount my photograph on. I chose the cardstock rather than the only piece of the pattern paper that would have been big enough. It just wasn't. There was too much pattern to it. And obviously it's a very patterned photograph, if you know what I mean. With it being a collage and lots of images, I didn't really want huge amounts more pattern. And I also want, obviously, those flowers to kind of take centre stage. Oh, I did find one extra flower floated around. I'd obviously flung it further over than I thought I had. So that'll be added in a minute. And the way I add it in is I actually cut it in half and add it to either side of the photograph. Because I'd realised I'd not actually gone up the sides where I'd kind of wanted to. So I have mounted my photograph just slightly off centre. It's up to the top left rather than to the centre. I mean, it's still fairly centralised, but that's because I want my journaling to be underneath and I want my title to be off to the right. So I've been and I'm having a hunt through all sort of letter stickers to work out what I want. And I decide on As Seen on TV is my title. So I'm using the very large brown ones for the as and the T and the TV. And then I am hunting round for any letter stickers that work, which have got the letter E in. So I don't know if anybody else is the same, but I struggle sometimes to use up letters, and then I struggle to throw them away unless I've used them up. So I have many sheets where I have, you know, lots of random letters, but not actually the ones I maybe need to make words. I wish that they would make like sheets where they have mainly E's or mainly S's or something that, you know, the letters you use a lot of. That would be helpful. Anyway, I found some, so it's a bit of a mixed up title, but I think it works. And now I'm just going to add in my journaling, and my journaling is just going to say how excited I get when I see projects that I've made on TV. It's an honour to be part of the design team. This is the design team work that I do for Kingston's Crafts, that sometimes gets to be on Hobby Maker. I wish it was on Hobby Maker more often, because I think Martin's great, and I think it would be lovely to see more of him on telly, but they don't seem to give him as many slots as I would like. But these are photographs that are probably from end of 2023, beginning of 2024. No, end of 2024, beginning of 2025. I've forgotten which year we're in. Yeah. So I did then add in a few extra doodly bits. So I used the stencil to just doodle a few more sprigs, just because I felt like the black writing looked a bit odd without any black elements. So I used the same pen to do that. Added in a few dots, and then this is me just bringing in some tiny little embellishments. They are little flowers with beads in the centre, and I just thought they worked as my final pieces on my page. So there you go. It's a Scrappin Saturday project. It's a use up a magazine kits project. I have used up quite a few bits of scrap paper there. That wasn't too bad. I have created tiny scraps, but you know, I'm sure I'll find a way of using those when I next grab for this kit. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do subscribe to see more. I try to put as much content as I can. Please remember to leave a little comment below if you've enjoyed it. Till next time, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.